and welcome to the T-Mobile Arena. I am Matt Smith for 5280 Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, tonight in the quarterfinals of the 2017 Pac-12 Men's Basketball Tournament, the Colorado Buffaloes fall to the Arizona Wildcats tonight, 92-78. Really a hard-fought, high-level basketball game. Both teams wanted this one, but in the end, Colorado did not defend well enough and didn't do the things they needed to down the stretch to come up with the win. As Tad Boyle said yesterday, and as he mentioned once again this evening, Arizona doesn't beat themselves. You have to go beat Arizona, and Colorado did not do that tonight, despite registering a very good effort in that first half. The Buffaloes just trailed by one, 38-37 at halftime. Colorado really doing a nice job hanging in there with Arizona. The Buffaloes only 2 of 11 from three-point land in the first half, and only trailed by one. Things were encouraging. Derrick White had 15 points in the first half. It was a very solid outing, and you know, for Colorado, heading into halftime, you had to think, well, Arizona's going to give you their best shot coming out of the locker room, which is exactly what happened. Arizona started 3 of their first 4 shots from the field. They made in the second half, while Colorado was 0 of 5 to start. And really, the run and the roll just kept on going for the Arizona Wildcats, who come out victorious in this one despite a magnificent effort from Derrick White. And we'll get into him in just a minute, but Xavier Johnson chips in 20 points, 7 rebounds tonight. XJ actually had 13 in the second half. I thought he played some really big minutes down the stretch. Hit a couple of threes. Colorado cut it to around 10 points, the lead that is, and really could not make it back from that. They just couldn't get over the hump. Arizona proved to be too much, but George King also tonight, 11 points, 7 rebounds. Derrick White, George King, and Xavier Johnson were the only 3 players on this Colorado team to make more than 1 basket tonight. And Colorado really hung in there and only lost by 14 to a really good top 10 team in the country. This morning on SB Nation Radio, I was asked what team I felt like had the most to prove this week in Vegas, and it was definitely Arizona. They came out and showed it tonight too. They played physical. Lauri Markkanen, who was 5 of 28 from 3 in his last 8 games, was 4 of 7 tonight, an outstanding freshman player. Definitely a top 5 pick in the NBA draft and worth it. Arizona uses him very well too, and under a year of tutelage with Sean Miller, he's really blossomed. I really like his game. Kadeem Allen is also worth noting, had a very nice game tonight. Raleigh Alkins, I thought, was outstanding in the second half. But to bring back together the performance that Derrick White registered tonight, he had 31 points on 9 of 19 shooting, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. The kid has been nails all season long. I think he's averaging 20.8 points a game in his last 5, and 2 out of the last 5 games have been 30-point efforts. He actually has 3 30-point games on this season, which is the first time a Colorado Buffalo has done that since Corey Higgins in 2009, 2010. Derrick has been special this season, and for a kid to come from D2, play 3 years there, have such a storied career, then come and set the Pac-12 on fire, it's been a very fun story to watch develop, and certainly I think anybody who's watched Colorado basketball can hope that this is not the last we'll see of Derrick White. We'll get into Colorado's postseason implications here in just a minute. The 31 points scored by White were the most in a Pac-12 tournament game in Colorado history, the 8th most in Pac-12 history. He's second to Richard Roby for most points scored in any conference tournament in Colorado history, and he has the 4th most points in a game all-time in the postseason for the University of Colorado. If he does not make the All-Tournament team after the 2 games that he just registered, it's crime of the highest order. The guy had 26, 5, and 5 yesterday, 31, 6-5, 2 steals tonight, and nearly wheeled Colorado back into the game. For the most part by himself. He had a ton of isolation plays tonight. As Tad Boyle said, tonight he not only really did a great job creating plays for others, which he always does, but tonight he excelled at creating them for himself. Remember now, this is an Arizona team that held Derrick White to only 7 points on 7 shots when these teams played in Tucson back in January in what would have been the second game of the 7-game losing streak Colorado would then go on. And Derrick really came out with the toughness, the leadership that we've come to expect from him, and boy has he been a special player in his 1 year here. And let me put to rest something that I think has been a topic of conversation for Buffs fans lately. Derrick White's an NBA player. He's going to make a summer league team, and they will not be able to sit him after they see what he does in practices. And if it's not the first team, it'll be the second team or the third team. The kid's good enough, he's talented enough, athleticism aside, he's got plenty of it. I mean, he does. He's got talent in droves, and if for some reason things don't work out in the NBA, which they will, he will play in one of the top leagues in Europe without question. The kid is a stud. You know, other things you can take from this game, Colorado fought, and I think for Buffs fans it had to be encouraging to see this team that had been frustrating, certainly dealing with inconsistencies at times and most times this season, came out and fought hard to the bitter end against a very good Arizona team. And I think moving forward, Colorado clinched an NIT bid, I believe, it's not for sure, but with that win over Washington State and then with the performance they showed tonight, I don't think there's any way they're left out of that. I actually looked at a few NIT brackets. There are NIT bracketologists, apparently. I did not know that. For the first time since Tad Boyle's first year, it looks like they'll be playing in the NIT. Right now projected at a 6 or a 7 seed, and it's tough to be able to determine where they're going to play and who they're going to play. That's a little bit of a crapshoot. It's going to depend upon how things progress within smaller conference tournaments. And with the NIT specifically, I actually saw one of the projections had them projected to go play Ole Miss, and one of them had them projected to go play Illinois, actually, which would be a rematch of the 2012-2013 NCAA Tournament game in Austin, Texas. But the other thing that's also interesting, and the final note I'll make here as we wrap up here on 5280 Sports Network, is the other projected side of the bracket on several brackets now I've seen for the NIT is Colorado State. Something to keep in mind if we get there. Anyway, from Vegas, this is it for the Buffs in the Pac-12 Tournament. A very good showing, a good note to end their Pac-12 play this season on. We will see about postseason implications. I do believe they'll make the NIT 6 or lower, I think, in their seeding, and they certainly, I don't think, would get a home game in that one, but we'll see. And for Buff fans, certainly we hope it's not you would hope it's not the last time that you will see Derrick White. Thank you for tuning in from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Matt Smith for 5280 Sports Network. Please go online to 5280sportsnetwork.com and follow our family of podcasts. Also, you can check us out on Twitter at RealMattSmith, that's Matt with 1 T, or at 5280 Sportsnet for all of our exclusive coverage. Make sure to tune in to Mile High Sports Radio tomorrow morning as I'll join Sean Grotarn. Thanks for tuning in once again here from Vegas.